Hello and welcome back, and today we're going to talk about All Creatures Great and Small, Series 5, the fifth, obviously, series of the comfy show set in the World War II era countryside in middle northern England, shall we say. Everywhere's northern to me. And we follow a series of vets as they have to go through their daily routine. In Series 5, we see James has gone off to military, part of the Air Force, but he is struggling with some form of illness. Tristan still isn't around, and Siegfried is still dealing with just having his sort of intern doctor vet helping out, and they're struggling to keep up with the demands and the changing environment that they have to live with, along with Mrs. Hall wanting to get more involved in helping with the war effort. So we're back. We know the series is very friendly, shall we say. Season 4 really struggled to cover for the lack of Tristan, but we get the welcome return of Tristan here, and we pretty much reunite the team. For reasons James can't, for health reasons, Tristan just gets redeployed more locally, so maybe disappears in Series 7 or 6, 7, you never know what's coming up in the future. We get the same sort of comfy stories where there's lots of comical moments but also serious ones, most notably around James and what happened with his discharge and his team in the first episode, and that sort of lingers throughout the whole series, his effects of why it happened, his guilt, etc. Siegfried is just trying to understand Tristan still because he doesn't understand his brother, and he doesn't understand why he's not broken like he was when he returned from the First World War. The rest of the family dynamic is fine. Like, James is still struggling to deal with being a father and baby duties. Most notably, Helen doesn't really have that much to do in this series. There's one episode where she's dealing with her sister and her dreams, but otherwise she's just, I've got the baby. And that's pretty much her arc this series. Mrs. Hall's quite fun with the warden duties and the bickering with the head air raid warden and stuff. And the intern vet has a big decision to make. So, yeah. So, as I said, we've got a lot of fun. Like, most of the more interesting stories of this series do revolve around Tristan. Firstly, with him trying to communicate and get on with Richard, who has taken his role at the surgery for now, and still trying to rebuild his friendship with his brother and remain positive. Like, he's always been the positive beam of light, that something weird, funny's going to happen, it's him involved. He gets out of his depth too often, but still, everything that happens is more interesting with him. Like, one episode with James needing James to be more friendly, and then one with Siegfried is very good and very funny with those two on their little misadventure. So, are you going to enjoy this series if you've seen the rest? The answer is yes. It is an improvement on Season 4, most notably because Tristan returns, and the fact that there seems to be more of the effects of what's happened. Season 4 was fine, it just lacked that little spark of comedy. The bravery of this series comes in the first episode, where it actually starts out quite bleak because of them all being separated and everybody's struggling, which is a good reflection of what's happening with the general world war at the time this show is set. So for me, this is a great return for the series. I give it a solid 4 out of 5. I feel like it's just one of those that's like a perfect little comfy show you can watch. There's nothing offensive, you just get along with everything. There's lots of animals, a little bit of laughs here and there, a few serious subject matters, but at the end of the day, it knows exactly where it stands, and you're just going to enjoy the little adventures the team find themselves going on. So check it out, available on home release from the 2nd of December. So Perfect little Christmas present for someone, maybe. But let me know what you think of the All Creatures Great and Small series. And let me know if you're going to come back for Season 6. If it gets one, hopefully it does. I do hope we can carry on with these little adventures in Derby. I can't pronounce it how they pronounce it, but I know it's not actually full-blown Derby. Anyway, thank you for watching, and goodbye.